March 17th, 2020. This is Sean Casilli, Bay Real Experts, Coldwell Banker Realty in Panama City Beach, Florida. Over the next 4 days, I want to cover 4 different questions that you need to ask yourself as it relates to the question, should I rent or should I buy? Buying a house is a significant commitment. It requires investing pretty much all of your savings and most of the time anchoring yourself to a particular community. It's a decision that has a whole lot of factors that go along with it, both personal, financial, economic, as well as emotional factors to consider as well. But let's jump in today with our first question, and let's put 60 seconds on the clock now. Question number 1, how long will I live here? Purchasing a home is one of the best ways to build wealth in terms of building equity in an appreciating asset, but it also requires substantial upfront expenses. As a general rule, it takes 5 to 7 years for the financial benefits of home ownership to kick in, but on the other hand, the cost of renting traditionally just goes up over time, especially if the neighborhood becomes trendy or inflation in general rises. Capital gains taxes are another consideration. Most home sale profit is now tax-free, which is a good thing. However, you must own and live in the home for at least 2 years to exclude any gains that you receive from selling it. Today's number 2 question is it a good time to buy in terms of the economy? For most home buyers, this question relates to the cost of borrowing money or interest rates. So when interest rates are low, you'll spend substantially less to finance your purchase over the life of your loan. At the time of this podcast, a 30-year mortgage rate, they are already at historic low levels. So when and if interest rates go up, because there's nowhere to go but up from here, it will get more expensive to purchase a home as regards to a mortgage. Is it a good time to buy in terms of my finances or your finances? I'm not going to buy a house. So have you saved enough money for your down payment? Well, many buyers assume mistakenly that you need 20% to put down. That is a misconception. If you borrow through one of several U.S. government assistance programs, your down payment can be considerably less. If you need a local lender to see if you qualify for one of those programs, please let me know. There's also a FHA, 3.5% is the minimum down payment. But in addition to that, in addition to interest rates, one of the most significant factors affecting the cost of your mortgage is your credit score. There is also some misconceptions out there on how to improve or manage your credit, but there are things that you can do. If you jump on YouTube and look for, the most popular videos on how to fix your credit, you can get a whole bunch of advice out there. But in a nutshell, use your credit cards to pay for all of your spending and make sure that you pay it off every single month. A good credit score will go hand in hand with having zero debt, but someone who regularly utilizes the credit that they do have. So don't overspend on what you can't pay off every month, but make sure gas, groceries, everything you're putting on that credit card, but just make sure you can pay it off when the bill comes. March 20th, 2020, 2020. Wow, that's 3 20s. I wonder when that's going to happen again. Back on topic, back on track. This is Sean Casilli, Bay Real Experts, Coldwell Banker Realty in Panama City Beach, Florida. Wrapping up our topic of should I rent or should I buy? We had 4 questions that we were asking ourselves, and today we're going to wrap up with number 4. Does my local market favor renters or buyers? In other words, is it cheaper to rent? Or is my monthly mortgage payment going to be cheaper if I buy? Well, I'm going to talk about Bay County only because that's my market. If you need help in your market, I have a network of the best accredited buyers agents all across the nation. I can put you in touch with one for your market if you are listening to this from outside of Bay County, Florida. But for Bay County, Florida, in Q4, fourth quarter of 2019, it was actually 9% cheaper to rent than to actually purchase. A lot of that had to do with the interest rate. We were in the fours. Start taking a look, though, now with the rent that is the average in Bay County. We're looking at about $1,400 for a 3-bedroom, and that's across all Bay County. Some areas are going to be more expensive than others, but with interest rates being at record lows, you're going to see that shift in Q1, Q2, and probably into Q3 as well. But that's not just for this quarter. For example, I think interest rates peaked in around 1981 at around 18%. We're seeing in the threes again, potentially even lower in the next 6 months. So think of that over the 30 years that you're going to be investing in your property, and it could be appreciating. In my boat, there's not a cheaper time to buy if you ever wanted to be a homeowner. While it may be split down the middle as far as rental rates right now, I think we have about 100 homes that are currently for rent in Panama City Beach. So there is a little bit of inventory driving prices down as opposed to last year, where after the hurricane there was a shortage of rental inventory. But now a lot of repairs have been completed, and there are a lot of those workers that were eating up all of the rental market. They have finished their jobs here and they have returned to their home state. So there's a lot of inventory available, making rental inventory, mind you, making rental rates cheap right now. But don't ignore the fact that how inexpensive it is to purchase a home right now. You don't want to miss the boat on this, because who knows? Interest rates go back up into the 4s and 5s. It's no longer going to be cheaper to rent in Bay County. Well, that wraps up Rent or Buy. Thank you so much for listening to all 4 episodes. And if you're listening to this and watching the interesting backgrounds on YouTube, please give us a like with a thumbs up there. And don't forget to subscribe if you're listening to it on one of the many podcast platforms that we syndicate through Anchor.fm. Consider leaving us a rating, give us a review, and maybe tell your friends about it. We greatly appreciate the support and spread the message. Hey, did you know you can also listen to our podcast as a flash briefing with your Amazon Echo device? It's really that simple. Just go and search Alexa skills for Panama City Beach real estate and enable the skill, and you can wake up in the morning and say, "Alexa, give me my flash briefing." And hey, it's going right now. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.